It's the book of Ephesians chapter 5. And I'm going to begin at verse 5. For this ye know, that no whoremonger, nor unclean person, nor covetous man, who is an idolater, hath any inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and of the Most High. Verse 6. Let no man deceive you with vain words, for because of these things cometh the wrath of the Most High upon the children of disobedience. Verse 7. Be not ye therefore partakers with them. Verse 8. For ye were sometimes darkness, but now but now are ye light in the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Walk as children of light. Verse 9. For the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth. Verse 10. Proving what is acceptable unto the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Verse 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. Read verse 11 in the NLT, and it reads, take no part in the worthless deeds of evil and darkness, instead expose them. I want to start off by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to call Loyam La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kodesh B'Katham. I want to say double honors to the elders, to my apostles, the heads of the great millstone who do teach and rule well. I want to say peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so, now more so than ever. I want to say shalom to the Akim and the Akwat out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but whom subscribe to this truth. To you, I say shalom. It's the brother Yahweh coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit. Coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit and through the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And bear with me. Pretty much, this lesson is a continuation. I did my my camp yesterday. I normally go out on Sunday, but to be honest, it'd be through the Spirit because, you know, I be having a lot going on. And not using that as an excuse, but, you know, Jake got kids and, you know, I don't have no Eve. So I do a lot on my own. So I try to, first and foremost, the Lord come before, my, earthly obligations, With that being said, though, I wasn't, like I said, like Sunday, it was raining. So, and I don't have an umbrella. I left my umbrella somewhere. So long story short, pretty much through the Spirit I went out yesterday because it was a fairly decent day. And like I say, I went in on, the word psyops and pretty much how Babylon the Great, aka America, is founded and rooted in witchcraft, because it was something through the Spirit that Elder Yashawamba was going in on, the word psyops, and how, it's a lot of psyops pretty much being pushed in on the people and going on in Babylon the Great. The whole election was a psyop, like the elder said, President Biden's presidency has been a huge psyop, and you got more psyops to come. And the whole thing, a psyop is, it's warfare on the mind, but it's also sorcery and witchcraft. And like I said, I went into the guy, Michael Aquino, which I believe now he passed away, but he pretty much is a Satanist, or was a Satanist, and he came up with a book. Well, I'm gonna just show you something, because like I said again, this guy wrote more than one book, but one of the books goes into, it's called The Author of Mind War, So the Church of Satan. That's not by him. It says Black Magic, the Temple of Set, the Church of Satan, Temple of Set, the Left Hand Path, that probably is a fictional book. This Fire Force, the neutron bomb, template of black magic, fine for Luminex Rosicrucianism reawakened. So lucky I'm trying to park. So, I mean, it's safe to say that this man is a demon, you know, all at the cut. You know, it says extreme prejudice to presidio satanic abuse scam. He wrote a lot of books. So, you know, I came across this. It says Society of Psyop, Part 1, AI, Mind Control, and Magic. And it reads Brain Warfare. You know, Alan Dulles. I forgot what program. I think I know Alan Dulles was like the director of the CIA. Then you got the Travis Stock Institute. You know, all these different think tanks that pretty much do a lot of witchcraft and sorcery on the people's mind. And that's why, you know, the people are so fucking far gone now. It says brain warfare. It was the spring of 1953, and a lot of things were on the newly appointed CIA director Alan Dulles' mind. The plan to implement Operation Ajax, a coup to overthrow the democratically elected Prime Minister of Iran, Mohammed Mossadegh, was in full swing and was only a few months away from implementation. A second plan to overthrow the government of Guatemala was under active development for the following year. But on April 13th, on April 10th, something else was on the director's mind: brain warfare. In the past few years, we have become accustomed to hearing much about the battle for men's mind, the war of ideologies, and indeed our government has been driven by the international tension we call the Cold War to take positive steps to recognize psychological warfare and to play an active role in it. We might call it brain warfare. Skipping to face recognition and remote control animals. It says a new form of media has appeared in American public life. In the midst of the Korean War, captured American prisoners made films confessing to the surreptitious use of biological and chemical weapons against Korean civilians. They wrote letters home extolling the virtues of their captors, pilots, and service ministers such as Floyd O'Neill, Paul R. Kent's, and Frank Schwabel. Denounced the United States and confessed to war crimes. By the end of the war, more than half of all American POWs had signed statements denouncing the war and calling on the U.S. to end the conflict. Some defected to North Korea. And what is that called? What is that called? Pretty much when you cause they did that to that one Edomite chick. When you fall in love with your captors and you start to pretty much sympathize with their point of view or their cause. Bear with me for a second. Yeah, it's called Stockholm Syndrome. It says the CIA and the U.S. military were baffled. They were unable to imagine why American service members would participate in these propaganda efforts. Influenced by the work of Edward Hunter, an anti-communist journalist and CIA operative who popularized the term brainwashing in his sensational 1951 book, Brainwashing in the Red China, The Calculated Destruction of Men's Minds, the government concluded that the Koreans with Chinese backing must be brainwashing their American captives. If a brainwashing capability did exist, as the CIA believed, there was a brain warfare gap. The Americans had no mind control program. 3 days after his speech in Hot Springs, Dulles authorized its creation, and that's where you get MK Ultra, spearheaded by CIA chemist Sidney Gottlieb. I'll probably butchering that name. MK Ultra was a wide-ranging effort consisting of at least 149 sub-projects investigating how the agency could use the human mind as a strategic and tactical arena of covert action, intelligence collection, and warfare. So, you know, showing you the depths of how far this devil will go. That's why the elder always breaks down the word government. Gov is to control, mint is your mind. So they're trying to control your mind. And it make a lot of sense that people are under strong delusion. Matter of fact, where is that at? In 2 Thessalonians? Some of the people being under strong delusion because of the fact, you got people still trying to vote, for the oppressor. Slovakia, how did that happen? I got a couple minutes to together. This truth got to come out, baby. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. This is the book of Second Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 9. I'm gonna start at verse 8. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed. Going to Malachi chapter 1, it tells you that Esau Edom is the border of wickedness. It tells you in Job chapter 9, verse 24, that the wicked, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. And who is the spirit of his mouth? The prophets. It tells you in the book of First Luke chapter 1 about how the Most High spake through the mouth of his prophets, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Verse 9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. And the precept of that is Revelations chapter 13. I think it's like verse 14, 13, or starting at verse 13, and I think it's 13 or 14 maybe. It says, because it's technology. This devil has been given, the power of the sword. He's been blessed with the ability to deceive the nations with his lies, his philosophies, and with his technology. You remember, Oppenheimer or Esau Edom is the first one to create the ICBM or the nuclear bomb. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish because they because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Because the Lord pretty much set them up to be destroyed, especially 2/3 of our people. Verse 11, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. Scriptures talk about woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Woe to them that trust in Egypt. I believe Isaiah chapter 30, Isaiah chapter 31. Pretty much the Lord is going to allow 2/3 of our people to be pretty much caught up. And, that's why you had so many of our people pretty much, trying to vote themselves out of this debacle, this disaster, this hellhole, when voting is not going to save you. And to show you, I was watching a video or listening to a video that the elder brother Bakar Moff was doing about these people are crazy, and he was going into like pretty much these people. That's strong delusion. That's witchcraft, sorcery. They talking about people that Harris supporters pretty much need to cut off family and friends because they didn't win. So they're pushing for division, which is ultimately all the Lord. But like the brother, he made a hell of a statement. He said, okay, so you already got this independent mindset that they pushed in Babylon the Great, but now you're going to have people pretty much upset because the election is over with. You had your opportunity and you chose to, have your opinion on who you wanted to win, but they lost. So how are you going to be upset because they lost? You know what I mean? Like, to the point, like this place is just fucked up. So the word, Slovakia.
Strong's G 4106. Plane.
It says a wandering and straying about, one led astray from the right way, roams hither and thither mental strain, error, wrong opinion relative to morals or religion. Definition B, error which shows itself in action. A wrong mode of acting, error that which leads into error, deceit, or fraud. You know, and it's pretty much this error or this delusion can very much well lead to your demise, your death. You know, because the Lord is coming with judgment. And if brothers are familiar with the brother Bukar Amath, um, if you're not, I suggest you go check him out because that's a powerful video. Like I said, I mean, this is the first time in history you've had a situation like this. That's how you know the strong delusions and witchcraft being pushed on the people. You know, verse 12, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth but had pleasure in unrighteousness. Those that's joined onto this place, it tells you in the book of Isaiah that all those that are joined on hand to hand to this man shall be thrust through. So back in the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, and it reads, verse 12, for it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in the secret. You know, these devils plot and plan with all their secret meetings because this new world order, this NWO, is really, they're trying to really bring this thing to fruition and establish it. Verse 13, but all things that are reproved or rebuked or exposed are made manifest by the light, for whatsoever doth make manifest is light. You know, what's that in the book of Luke, I think it's chapter 12, it talk about, you know, everything being hid, being revealed. Verse 14, wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, Mashiach shall give thee light. I'm gonna read that in the NLT. For the light makes everything visible. You know, and that's the thing. How powerful this truth, this glorious light is. Because in a room full of darkness, a small amount of light still illuminates the room. That's why. But if you by yourself, that light gotta shine completely, like super bright. That you gotta, you know what I mean. You gotta be a spark. You know what I'm saying? Awake, O sleeper, for the light makes everything visible. This is why it said, awake, O sleeper, rise up from the dead, and Hamashiach will give you light. Verse 15, see then that ye walk circumspectly. See then that ye walk circumspectly. When you go into that word circumspectly, it's like a circle looking all around. Because, it's all kind of wickedness being, this place I brought out at the camp, like this place is a huge trap for Jake. You know, when you see the amount of witchcraft and sorcery and just like I was talking to this young Jake at my job, like he pretty much was saying, like how, Jake get out of jail and then end up going right back because it's set up for them to go back. You know what I mean? It's set up to this place is set up to catch men. Jake in particular to ensnare, make me think of Psalms 124 because the elder Apostle Gabar broke that down. And I never knew that scripture was in there, but like Esau is likened onto a fowler, and without Yahweh Shem Yahshua, you gonna get caught up in this thing. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Verse 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil. And if you got this truth, if the Lord blessed you with that spiritual eye salve, pretty much this is your opportunity to, you know, you better make the best of your time. Don't get me wrong. Again, like I said, we got obligations and responsibilities and different things that's going on. But ultimately, you know, what you see the day is so evil, you know what I mean? You don't want to get caught up in any of this shit. You better, you know, make Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua your rock, your foundation, because like I said, all these other things are going to pass away. I sat back and was meditating on it one day, because I'm calling myself, I've always been the type to be able to try to think, I'm trying to plot and plan and scheme and, you know what I mean? Like, but then one day it came to my realization, like even our children, they're not even really ours. They're Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. He just loaning them to us, in this moment of our existence, walking our path and our lot, and for multitude of reasons, for different reasons, the Lord give you who he gives you to be in your life, as a hindrance or as a help, or a help or as a hindrance, or both, So, I'm going to end the lesson there. Lord willingly, this was edifying. If you're so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Central Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments of your power, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, or you will be destroyed. And with that, I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to call Loyim La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Hashem. Chako this with a thumb. I'm going to say double honors to the elders and to the apostles of the great millstone who do teach and rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and the Akwad out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this was edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but whom subscribe to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Till next time, we'll able come on another lesson. I say shalom, shalom, Kwam Yasharallah, and Mawad Kalababal. Shalom.